It is the Bacon Butty. We are in Brasco Lounge, back in Brasco Lounge in lovely Liverpool city centre. The sun shining on us today, and it was shining on Anfield yesterday as well. James Sutton, the football was back. L4 was caked in glorious sunshine. It was just brilliant, sort of watching things that felt closer to the real stuff. Like the pre-season tour, I think is hard because obviously like the time zone difference, all the games are on dead late. A lot of people would have missed those games being back home. But seeing the lads back in Anfield, seeing Anfield sort of back in its pomp, the manager's name being sung, all the hits, it was just brilliant, wasn't it?
It's like the closer that we get to the beginning of the season, it all seems a little bit more competitive, even though it's not. Like I think I dipped in and out of the United game, the Arsenal game, and had a little bit of a look, but half the players weren't there, and it's not really a fair reflection of what the opening day of the season's going to look like. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I thought yesterday. Just wow, I was really gutted I didn't go. I could have gone, I should have gone, probably. But even on the telly, it was just wonderful to see Anfield looking resplendent, looking in the sunshine. And I thought we gave a really, really good account of ourselves.
Definitely.
As well. I thought from a physical standpoint, I think everyone looked pretty sharp. Good minutes in the legs. I didn't think anyone, looked particularly leggy. I thought from a tactical point of view, a nice sort of look at that pivot that we've heard a lot about all summer, which seemed to work really well. A little bit of help defensively as well, which I think, going back to last season. I mean, I talked on so many shows last season about conceding first. That was like my big gripe last season, was like we go 1-0 down and then we've got a mountain to climb. And yesterday we were composed. I think everyone seemed to know what they were doing really well. And then you've got some really, really standout world-class talent on the pitch that seem to be raring to go. So there's a lot of reasons to be cheerful.
Absolutely, and that control element feels like the big thing, doesn't it? Because one of the things that we've heard, the manager himself talking a lot about over the summer is the idea of, if you keep hold of the ball, it's much harder for the other team to do things with it. Because
sounds basic.
That's the sort of nature of it. But you're already seeing a lot of his imprint on the team. I think you saw it through those early pre-season games that you mentioned in sort of United and Arsenal. Obviously, come out with them with positive results. But yesterday, I think you do start to see a sort of real gulf between Liverpool and an opposition that maybe we've not seen so far. And it's always hard to judge pre-season, as in like it's always hard to look at it and think about results and think about even performances to an extent, because you just want to see that idea of sharpness. But I think already the manager's identity is really translating onto the team, in that he's such a calm and composed figure, and his team looks so calm and composed and just controlled in possession. I think you saw that over and over again yesterday.
I think that's going to be the big thing. I think that's going to be one of the main talking points. Certainly in the early stage of the season, is being calm and composed, because I think that's what the manager exudes, and I think it's what we need as well. We've got the talent there. Everyone's chomping at the bit. We've got some of the young players coming through as well, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a bit. And a calm, composed environment is the right environment to kind of bring those players through. And look, when you've got players like Luis Diaz and Diogo Jota on the pitch, I mean, they are the epitome of calm and composed, especially Diogo Jota. I mean, good lord, what can't that man do?
Yeah.
I mean, he's everywhere. His work rate is incredible. His passing, he's always available for a pass, and he's good at delivering the ball. And then to have the arrogance or the composure to score a goal like that. I mean, for me, I remember, I think it might have been after the Brighton game, I think, back in January, February this year. I think Carragher came out and said that he's the best, or he's the most complete striker I think that Liverpool have got, and I would completely agree with that. I know his injury record isn't great. Yeah. I mean, I think he's hurt every single part of both of his legs at some point. So yeah, you've just got to keep a player like that on the pitch, because for me, he's the main man. And if you can keep him fit, you can kind of build an attack with him in mind. And then you've got lovely options. You've got Nunez coming off the bench. So there's loads of reasons to be cheerful. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm like super excited.
It has felt like a very sort of exciting weekend in that sense, hasn't it? Like it's felt like, as I say, but getting back to that idea of the real thing, and you mentioned Jota there, like the tough thing is, and you also say, what can't he do? The trouble is he can't stay fit for a whole season. That's where there is going to be this idea this season of like, if we can just keep him as wrapped in bubble wrap as we possibly can, because even if he plays 30 games in the league this next season, which is, it is a big ask, of course it is, but if he gets 30 games in the league next season,
he'll get you 15 goals.
Easy. I would have said close to 20.
YouTube Press the button, become a member of the Anfield Wrap from the heart of the city of Liverpool. The best way to enjoy all your Liverpool-based videos, everything you need, every single day. It is the Anfield Wrap.